interesting. Let's get over to Genesis 5, Adam's descendants. This is the book of generations of Adam. In the day that God created man in his likeness, of God made he him, male and female created he them, and I blessed them, and called their name Adam in the day when they were created, and Adam lived 130 years. And he begat a son in his own likeness, after his image, and called his name Seth. And the days of Adam after he begotten Seth were 800 years. And he begot sons and daughters, and all the days that Adam lived, there were 930 years, and he died. So Adam lived 930 years, and Seth lived 105 years, and begot Enos. And Seth lived, and he begot Enoch 800 years, 807 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days Seth were 912 years, and he died. And Enos lived 90 years and begat Canaan. Enos lived after he begot Canaan 815 years, and he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Enos were 905 years, and he died. And Canaan lived 70 years, and he begot Mahalalel. And Canaan lived after he begot Mahalalel 840 years, and he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. Mahalalel lived 65 years, and he begot Jared. And Mahalalel lived after he begot Jared 830 years, and he begot sons and daughters. And all of the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. And Jared lived 162 years, and he begot Enoch. And Jared lived after he begot Enoch 800 years, and he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. And Enoch lived 65 years and begot Methuselah. And Enoch walked with God after he begot Methuselah 300 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch were 365. Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. I don't get it. Lots of how long people live. Genesis 5 is essentially a massive family tree genealogy listing 10 generations of Adam down to Noah. If you read the chapter straight through, it follows a rhythmic, almost numbingly repetitive formula for every single man listed. Over and over again, the phrase, and he died, beats like a drum through the chapter. It's the literal execution of the sentence God passed in Genesis 3, on to dust thou shalt return. No matter how long these ancient figures live, dirt always wins. Until you hit Enoch. Suddenly, the monotonous drumbeat of death stops completely, and the author drops this cryptic legendary line. Here is the greater context behind it. While everyone in the genealogy is described as simply living their lives and having kids, the context says Enoch walked with God. In ancient Hebrew culture, this wasn't a prophetic phrase going on a nice stroll. Walking with someone meant entering into a close, intimate, continuous partnership. In Genesis 3, after humans sinned, they heard God walking in the garden and they ran away to hide. Enoch does the exact opposite. Amidst a world that is rapidly sliding into corruption and violence, Enoch maintains an unbreakable face-to-face relationship with his Creator. He lives the broken word, but walks in the rhythm of heaven. And he was not, for God took him. Instead of concluding with the inevitable, and he died, the text says he was not. In Hebrew, v'nehinu meaning meaning he was suddenly gone or he disappeared. The text explains this disappearance simply for God took him. To ancient Israelite reader, this was an earth-shattering revelation. It meant that death did not have to be the final word. Enoch was one of only two people in the entire Old Testament who is recorded to have been taken directly by God without dying. The other being the prophet Elijah, who is swept up in a whirlwind centuries later in the book of Kings. Excuse me. The number 365, a clue in context. If you look at the verses right before this one, it mentions Enoch lived a total of 365 years compared to his relatives in Genesis 5, like his son Methuselah, who lived to be 969. Enoch's life on earth was incredibly short, but the number 365 is a massive literary signal is a massive literary signal. Even in the ancient world, 365 was known as the number of days in a full solar year cycle. By linking Enoch's life to the number of perfect complete year, the author is sending a symbolic message. Enoch didn't live a long life, but he lived a perfectly complete, full life because of his connection with God. Because this verse is so brief and mysterious, it drove ancient readers wild with curiosity. They wanted to know, where did God take him? What did Enoch see? During centuries between the Old and New Testament, Jewish writers wrote entire volumes of literature about him, known as the Book of Enoch, imagining him traveling through the heavens, uncovering secrets of the stars, and witnessing angelic realms. Even the New Testament picks up on his legacy, with the book of Hebrews stating that by faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death. In chapter 6, Enoch represents a tiny, brilliant spark in the genealogy that is otherwise a march towards the grave. Right after this genealogy ends, Genesis opens up with the world descending into total chaos, prompting God to send a great flood. Enoch stands as historical proof that even when the rest of the world goes dark, a different path is available. Wow. So, I did not know that Jewish writers wrote entire volumes of literature about him known as the Book of Enoch, imagining him traveling through the heavens, uncovering secret stars, and witnessing angelic realms. Even the New Testament picks up on his legacy with the book of Hebrews stating that by faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death. That's cool. All right, back to it. And Methuselah lived 187 years and begot Lamech. Methuselah lived after he begot Lamech 782 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. And Lamech lived 882 years and begot a son, and he called his name Noah, saying, This same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord hath cursed. And Lamech lived, and he begot Noah 595 years, and he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth.